Dear students, today we are going to learn about the Aryan and the Vedic Age from ancient Indian history. Under this section, we will see about early Vedic period and Rig Vedic gods and their economic and social and cultural life and types of marriages and the kind of rituals they performed. We can start with original home and identity of the Aryans. Look at the first point. The word Aryan literally means of high birth. Veda means mantra and slokas and also knowledge and conscience. Second point, the location of the original homeland of the Aryans is still controversial, but the most accepted theory is that they migrated from Central Asia between 2000 to 2500 BC. So, the Aryans migrated from Central Asia and settled in eastern Afghanistan, modern Pakistan, Punjab, and western Uttar Pradesh between 2000 to 1500 BC. This region is popularly known as the land of seven rivers or Sapta Sindhva, which means the Indus River and its five tributaries. Within this section, we need to note down particular thing. The Central Asian theory is also by the Bohakai inscription from Turkey, which mentions four Vedic gods Indra, Varuna, Mitra, and Nasatya. So this theory is derived from an inscription from Turkey. Next, we are going to see Rig Vedic or Early Vedic period. It's period between 1500 to 1000 BC. Early Vedic people had knowledge of rivers Yamuna, Saraswati, and Ganga. So they have the knowledge about the rivers. Ocean was mentioned as Samudra, referred to collection of water and not sea. Here, Samudra means collection of water. They are not mentioning about sea. Snow mountains Himvat and desert land Dava. So they lived in Sapta Sindhva region. We already see in last section Sapta Sindhva region means Indus and its five tributaries. Aryans came into conflict with the indigenous inhabitants called Dasas, early branch of Aryans, and Dasyus, original inhabitants. So the Aryans frequently conflict with the Dasas and Dasyus. Dasyuhatya or slaughter of Dasyus is repeatedly mentioned in the Rig Veda. So they were killed Dasyus. It was repeatedly mentioned in the Rig Veda. Next we are going to see the Dasaranjana war. This battle was fought on the bank of the Parushni river, which means river Ravi. Sudas, the son of Divodas, and the Bharata king of Trishtu family won over an alliance of 10 tribes, 5 Aryans and 5 non-Aryans, and killed their leader Purusukta. This battle has been broke out due to a dispute between Vaishistha, priest of Bharatas, and Vishwamitra, priest of Alliance. Next we are going to see economy in Rigvedic periods. Aryans followed a mixed economy consisting of both agriculture and pastoralism. So they followed a mixed economy which comprises agriculture and pastoralism. Next point, they possessed better knowledge in agriculture. Plowshare is mentioned in Rig Veda. It was made up of wood and was drawn by the ox. They were acquainted with sowing, harvesting, threshing, and know about different seasons. So they have very well knowledge about agriculture and various seasons. The reference of cow in the Rig Veda shows that Rigvedic Aryans were predominantly pastoral people. The term for war in the Rig Veda is Gavishti or search of cows. The horse was almost as important as cow in Rigvedic period. Cow was the standard unit of exchange. Gold coins like Nishka, Krishna and Satmana were also in use. Goduli was used as a measure of time and Gavyuti as measure of distance. Next we are going to see polity in Rigvedic period. The election of the king was made by tribal assembly called Samiti. So they elected king from Samiti. Several tribal or clan-based assemblies existed such as Sabha, Samiti, Vidada and Gana. The Samiti was the national assembly of the people while the Sabha was council of elders. So look at the difference between Samiti and Sabha. Samiti was the national assembly of the people while the Sabha was council of elders. Next, king was assisted by many functionaries. Most important functionary was the Prohita, the religious advisor of the king, followed by the Senani, the head of the army. So the king was assisted by Prohita and Senani. The voluntary offerings to the chief by the people was called Bali. There was no regular or standing army, however, there were groups of infantry and charioteers. Weapons made of stone, wood, bone, and metal were used in Rigvedic period. Next, we are going to see social life in Rigvedic period. Kinship was the basis of society structure. People gave their primary loyalty to the tribe, which was called Jana. And another term that stands for tribe in the Rigveda is Vis. Vis was divided into Grama. When Grama clashed with one another, it caused the Sangrama or war. They used the term Sangrama for war. The term family, which means Kula, is rarely mentioned in the Rigveda. Patriarchal family structure was prevalent. In Rigvedic period, there is a patriarchal family structure. Varna was the term used for color of people, which were classified into four Varnas. There are Brahmins, teachers and priests; Kshatriyas, rulers and administrators; Vaishyas, merchants and bankers; Sudras, artisans and laborers. Next, Rigvedic gods. Rigvedic people believed in natural worship and not in erecting temple or idol worship. So, they are following natural worship. They performed yajnas in open areas. Soma was considered to be the god plants and animals. Intoxicating drink is named after him. The ninth mandala of the Rig Veda, that is Soma Mandala, is attributed to Soma. Some female divinities such as Aditi and Usha represented the appearance of the dawn. Next, types of deities in Rigvedic period. Indra, breaker of forts; Agni, fire god; Varuna, water god; Surya, god with 7 horse-driven chariot; Savitri, god of light and also for Gayatri mantra; Mitra, solar god; Pushan, god of marriage; Vishnu, one who covered earth in 3 steps; Rudra, god of animals; Dayas, eldest god and father of the world; Ashwin, god of health, youth, and immortality; Sindhu, river goddess; Yama, god of death; Marut, personified storm. So these are the types of deities worshipped under Rigvedic period. Next, we are going to see types of marriages in Rigvedic period. Brahma, marriage of a duly dowered girl to a man of the same class. Daiva, a daughter is given to a sacrificial priest as a part of his fee. Arsa, a token bride price of a cow is given in place of the dowry. Prajapatya, the father gives the girl without dowry and without demanding the bride price. Gandharva, love marriage. Asura, bride was brought from her father. Rakshasa, marriage by capture. Paishacha, marriage by seduction. These are all the various types of marriages in Rigvedic period. Next, we are going to see other important rituals under Rigvedic period. Rajasuya, the king's influence was strengthened by rituals. The king performed this sacrifice, which was supposed to confer supreme power on him. Next, Ashwamedha. A king was performed the Ashwamedha, which meant unquestioned control over the area in which the royal horse ran uninterrupted. Next, Vajapeya. A king performed the Vajapeya or the chariot race, in which the royal chariot was made to win the race against his kinsman. So, these all rituals were to be performed by the king only. With this section, we come to an end of the Rigvedic period. In next video, we will learn about later Vedic age.